I plan to grow much, much longer, much larger in 2024, because anytime you have a small business or a side hustle, people get too consumed over making the large amounts of money. It's not about making the large amounts of money. It's about scaling, because I had a credit card processing business years ago that I sold, and I sold it because it got too big and I couldn't scale it. So when I realized that, and I got an offer, from a bank to buy out my business, hey, it was a large sum of money. I'm not going to say the number, but it wasn't like $1 million or nothing, but it was the largest sum of money I've ever gotten in one time, probably before. Let's put it that way. So, I sold it, and then I realized there's nothing stopping me from going to rebuild this business. There's nothing stopping me. And now I have the knowledge of, that I didn't have before. Now I'm able to actually scale the business. So, too many people are worried about profit when they need to be worried about how can you scale the business? How can you, when I say scale the business, I mean consistency. So think of a restaurant, y'all. So let's say there's this best restaurant in town. It's a burger place, and everyone goes there. It's known as the best burger, not in the town, in the whole state. So what's going to happen? That business is going to be popping, right? That business is then going to say, hey, man, we're doing so well. We're going to expand. We're going to make this a chain, or we're going to maybe franchise it, or just the owner wants to open a second location downtown in the nicer area. Well, guess what? If he opens that second location and it doesn't hang on to the same consistency and the same, reputation that the original spot had, guess what? That place is probably going to flop, because y'all, in a free market, the consumer, the cliche, the customer's always right. Well, no, the customer's not always right, but in a free market situation, the consumer is going to decide whether your business is going to pass or fail. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're right, meaning that, there might be a local organic place that's not doing any business, and the consumer is all in line at McDonald's. That doesn't mean that that's better food, but McDonald's is doing something that the other business isn't doing, that's allowing them to sell shittier, inferior food, and people will line up to the highway to get it. Makes no sense to me, but that's the reality, guys. That's the reality of business.